So as you guys probably know, Modern Warfare 3 is right around the corner. And on Friday, I made a video going over the entire story leading up to Modern Warfare 3. And if you watch that video or you've played Modern Warfare before, you would know that the main character, or at least one of them, is someone by the name of Captain Price. And a couple of different people have portrayed him. In the original series, we had someone by the name of Billy Murray.
Like the second lowest price car there. She upgraded me. She gave me a 4x4.
Then we fast forward to the present series and we have someone by the name of Barry Sloan.
AQ's loading cargo on a barge. Roger.
You can definitely see the similarities between Price and him in the different versions of the Captain Prices. However, what you may not know is that Captain John Price is actually based off of someone from the real world, a real SAS operative. And in fact, it just so happens to be this guy.
A pall of smoke covering the front of it. The SAS had moved in.
So what we're going to do in this video is have a look at the backstory of Captain Price and compare him to the real world version of Captain Price and talk about how this actually came to be. I thought it would be a cool thing to look into before the launch of Modern Warfare 3. So in other words, in this video, we are looking at the real life Captain Price. But before we do, let me first tell you about today's video sponsor. If you're watching my channel, I know you like video games, but just like everyone else, you probably also like free stuff. That is why today's video is sponsored by War Thunder. If you don't know what War Thunder is, it is the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made. You can play with more than 2,000 tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships in dynamic combined arms PvP battles. And every one of these vehicles is incredibly detailed and modeled down to their individual components, offering a highly immersive combat experience. And not to mention, it is free to play on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. And what's cool is that the collection of vehicles in War Thunder spanned from over 100 years of development from the 1920s all the way to present day. So if you're looking for a fast action-packed match or a more realistic and tactical experience, War Thunder offers intense PvP battles at various immersion levels for all play styles. Whichever experience you prefer, you will find it here. Now, War Thunder has incredible graphics in detailed 4K resolution, alongside authentic sound effects and beautiful music, creating an atmosphere to fully immerse yourself in. And unlike other games, there's no extra pilot hardware required. You can fly an aircraft using nothing more than a mouse and keyboard, thanks to the game's intuitive mouse aim mode. Now, personally, what makes this really cool for me is the fact that you can go from rocking a tank all the way up into an airplane and then hit the water in a competitive naval battle. However you want to play or whatever you want to play, the option is yours. There's plenty of things for you to experience. So go check out War Thunder. It is the first link down in the description. As I mentioned, it is absolutely free on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. And if you use my link down in the description and you haven't played the game before or in at least 6 months, you're going to get access to a large bonus pack, which includes multiple premium vehicles, premium account, an exclusive 3D decorator for your vehicles, and much, much more. But get it while you can because it's only for a limited time. So make sure you check out that link down in the description. And thank you, War Thunder, for sponsoring the video.
McAleese. I think everybody knows me as Mac. Spent 23 years in the British Army, 6.5 engineers and 16.5 Special Air Service Regiment. Most people would have heard of some of my exploits, namely the Iranian embassy.
So this is John Thomas McAleese, or Mac for short. He was actually born in Scotland, not England. However, he was in the British Army for years before joining the SAS. And that is where we hear of his amazing heroism. And mainly where this came from was something called the Iranian embassy siege, in the Iranian embassy within London, in which someone went in and took 26 people hostage for 6 days. And at this point, they had many demands. They let some hostages go, but on day number 6, the SAS moved in. They essentially had a plan to bring a flashbang down from the ceiling and then have people go through the front, but something went wrong. One of their guys got trapped, and then they were forced to move in. And that is where John McAleese comes in. Without any orders whatsoever, the explosion goes off and John McAleese just goes charging in there to stop the bad guys. And in fact, only one person was killed after the SAS went in. So because at the time it was rare to have this kind of thing captured on camera, John McAleese became a rather household name, especially within the UK. And because of this, he became big, ended up on TV, and just have a listen to him here. Close your eyes. Does it not just seem like Captain Price talking?
You may know a lot of personal details about them, but these are soon forgotten. Yeah, it's just an enemy. Yeah, because at the end of the day, no matter what sort of job you're doing within the anti-terrorist, let's say, scenarios, they are a bad guy, you're a good guy. Yeah, they're trying to kill you or kill hostages, and you are in there to stop them. And if you've got to kill them to stop them.
Now let's compare this to Captain Price within Modern Warfare 2019. And yes, the voice may be a little bit different, but pay attention to the message between the two speeches.
Where do we draw the line, sir?
You draw the line wherever you need it, Sergeant. End of the day, someone has to make the enemy scared of the dark. We get dirty, and the world stays clean. That's the mission. Now, if you're having second thoughts, then I can do this on my own.
No, sir. No second thoughts.
Good. Now let's get out of here before he kills Barkov.
So the question from here is, how does it go from an SAS soldier to a lead video game character in a massive franchise? Well, there's a couple of ways they got there. First off, there's a movie called A Bridge Too Far. Now you may recognize this character on the left because it looks almost identical to the character that we saw in the original Call of Duty games, the OG Captain Price, the really OG one. So maybe at this point you just think it's a coincidence that John McAleese and Captain Price have all of these similarities. However, let me point out one more thing. After the Iranian embassy siege, 2 years later, there was a movie created about it called Who Dares Wins. Now keep in mind, this is kind of like the SAS's motto.
Who dares wins?
It is also the name of the achievement that you get upon completing the campaign on any difficulty within the original Modern Warfare 3. So before we end the video, I just wanted to give you a little more background on John McAleese so you can kind of compare him to Captain Price for yourself. In 1969, he joined the Royal Engineers at the age of 20. In 1973, passed the All-Arms Commando course, in which he earned him his Green Beret. Then, in 1975, he transferred into the SAS and was a Lance Corporal. In the 1980s, that is when the Iranian embassy siege took place, and the operation that it was called was Operation Nimrod. He also fought in the Falkland Wars as well as Operation Banner. In other words, he was pretty much everywhere. So I know this one was different than what we normally do on the channel, but I thought it was interesting to see kind of the backstory of what the origin of Captain Price was to begin with. Not necessarily just the story in game like we normally focus on, but the real world story surrounding it. So if you enjoyed the video, it's always appreciated if you hit that like button. If you like to stay up to date on everything Call of Duty, make sure you subscribe, notifications, all of that kind of thing. And of course, check out War Thunder, first link down in the description. Thank you to them for sponsoring the video. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard.